Welcome to the Morning Report, a production of fightbackmedia.com, the #1 source of urban conservative information in America.
But we can get out there, reach out, make the case. And for one thing, don't ever shy away from our progressive values. One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness.
Well, Tim Walz is the pick. Tim Walz is the governor of Minnesota. If you're old enough to remember, Minnesota, especially Minneapolis, was the place that burned down after the during the George Floyd riots, right? So this quote from him, that socialism, one man's socialism is another man's neighborliness. That has got to be some of the dumbest things. One of the dumbest things I've ever heard in life, and must be something the dumbest thing that you ever heard in life. That he's equating somehow the terror and the murder and the mayhem of socialist/communist regimes to simply being neighborly, coming over when somebody moves into the neighborhood and making sure that you bake some pie or some muffins. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. Now, what the left is hoping is that somehow this sort of, I don't know, Midwestern whatever combats the Midwestern of J.D. Vance, right? But he just told you that he's a progressive. He said, do not abandon your progressive values. Well, if you don't have progressive values, we need to define all these terms. If you don't have progressive values, then you don't have them to abandon. And maybe this Harris Walz ticket is not for you. We've got more. We have more of Tim Walz, and we've seen him. And I'm a fan of governors. I've always been a fan of governors, but we've got more. So if you need to see more of Tim Walz in action, just keep watching the video. Please keep watching the video. We appreciate that. And just as an aside. So she picks a white dude. I wonder what Atlanta thinks now. She picks a white dude. She doesn't pick a woman, doesn't pick a black woman, doesn't pick an Indian woman, she doesn't pick an Indian dude, she doesn't pick a black dude, she picks a white dude. This is a Walter Mondale kind of pick. One of the whitest men in America, Tim Walz. So she's down with the cause. And the cause has to be communism. It's just got to be communism. Anyway, that's just an aside. That's not what the video is about. We're just going to sort of expose who, in case you're wondering, who is Tim Walz? Why do I kind of remember his name? And tell me a little bit more about him. Well, here's something to watch.
It's done.
A packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
Now, driver's license for all. Driver's license for all is a program by which even illegal immigrants, illegal aliens can garner driver's licenses. Because you know what? If you got a driver's license, you know what you can get? Voter registration card. If you've got a driver's license, you know what else you can get? You can get financial aid. Now, I don't know whether he's just calling that neighborly, or he's calling that he's aiding and abetting the invasion of the United States. That's what that's about. And now it's the law in Minnesota. It's the law in Minnesota. So if you think that he doesn't want that same law or that same mentality or that same process to be nationwide, I got some mountain front property in Okeechobee to sell you. This is what this is about. This guy is a run-of-the-mill, right down the alley socialist communist sort of dude. That's who this dude is. And that's how if you ask, well, how's he fit in? That's how he fits in. he fits in because he fits into the socialist communist narrative that they are hell-bent, absolutely hell-bent on pushing as a national program. And what, again, they think that this guy is, because he's got that sort of Midwestern way about him, he's going to be able to combat JD Vance, because JD Vance is weird. JD Vance is weird because, having children and being in a traditional marriage and loving your wife and all these things is somehow weird. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, if you want, my shirt? You want to get this shirt? Just go to the website, click on gear, and then scroll around. You'll find it. Go ahead. It's almost Christmas time. Get a bunch of them. Make sure you have them when you're at the polls, right? They'll think the T is for Trump because they won't be able to read that it says no tyranny. No tyranny. I know you want this shirt. Go ahead and get yourself one. All right. More Tim Walz. More Tim Walz.
Should Minnesota be a sanctuary state?
If the definition of that is that the federal government enforces immigration law and local law enforcement enforces local law, then yes.
Should cities be allowed to be sanctuary cities?
Yes, local control.
Driver's license for all just meshes perfectly, what I tell you, into this. If a state wants to be a sanctuary state, if a state wants to decide to break federal law, no problem, right? If a city decides that they want to allow illegal aliens into their city and be a sanctuary city, like San Francisco, like California, like New York, even after what we've seen happen in these places, this is, after we've seen what unbridled immigration does to places like London, places like, I don't know, right now in London today, we've got Muslims who are hanging out at pubs, making it hard for people who are from England, people who live there, to go have a pint. Now, I personally am a teetotaler. I don't care if you are or not, but I'm dang sure not out there threatening violence to keep you from doing it in a country that's not mine. That I'm a visitor there. That I'm an alien there. This is what happens. Could the same thing happen here? Most certainly. This idea that some of you have that won't happen here. You said that before Obamacare. You're wrong. You said that before a lot of things, and you are wrong. Well, elections can't be stolen here, and maybe I don't know. You said that we're too smart to get fooled by the big pharma, but there was, a couple of years locked in your house, wearing a mask, even by yourself in the car. People are still out there wearing masks. That somehow we were not susceptible to these things. Hell, even going back as far as 9/11, we thought because of the distance we were from these people that we were immune to what was going on, that sort of terrorist attack, what was going on in other parts of the world. And we were wrong. And we were wrong about a lot of things that we think that won't affect us, that can't happen here. It can all happen here, and a lot of it's starting to happen here now. Christians don't think that they can be at the business end of a bayonet. They don't, because things are safe here. Relatively speaking, yes, but only if you work hard to keep it that way. Tim Walz, more Tim Walz. Are you getting the picture now? Is he adding to the ticket, or is he making the ticket seem like what it really is? Watch this.
And I want to also add, I've been texting with our news director while we've been on the air saying, I know you have a request into the governor, anything, anything, anything. And they are refusing to make any kind of statement right now. Listen, we know they're busy, but I can't think of anything more important right now than explaining to us why we are allowing this to happen again.
And once again, we are asking the governor, we're asking Mayor Fry, what is the plan here? You said there was a plan yesterday. You said there was a plan for today, and in both instances we haven't seen.
And tonight it seems even more inexcusable. You can understand how last night maybe got away from them. They didn't know what was going to happen.
Well, they gave up the 3rd precinct last night.
And to tonight not be able to respond to this, it doesn't make sense. I wish someone would explain to us the thinking behind this. Surely they're having these conversations about what we are going to do if and when. What was the conversation around this? If this started happening again in the 3rd precinct or in a different precinct, was this the plan? This was the plan to let it all happen again in a different precinct? And if that was the plan, why? I mean, there must be a reason that you would say, we're going to allow this to happen. So please, Governor Walz, Mayor Fry, explain to us what the plan is.
Tim Walz's state, 2020, 2021. Those are police stations, precincts, police stations being invaded, being torn down, being burned. This is Tim Walz's state. This is Tim Walz's and Kamala Harris's America. Remember, they're not going to stop, and they shouldn't stop. Turns into what we see here. Now the news chick sort of said it right, but I don't think she meant it like it really meant to be said. Like she asked, what was the plan? Is this the plan? Yes, that's the plan. This is what they want to see all over the country because it's chaos. And that way later, and what the purveyors of chaos don't really get is that eventually you will be at the end of that bayonet too, because you were just a useful idiot. So when they sweep in to maintain control, because control is what it's all about, you're going to be the first ones to die. This is Kamala Harris's and Tim Walz's America. This is what they have planned for you. This is what they have planned for all of us. Like I watched a little Ben Shapiro today, and he said, we don't really have, this time around, we really don't have any choices. We just don't have, no, and it's not the greatest of choices, but we don't have any choice at this point. Very stark, very frustrating, but also very clear. My name is William Lawson, and this has been The Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of FightBackMedia.com, 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 and FightBackMediaTV.com. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.
But we can get out there, reach out, make the case. And for one thing, don't ever shy away from our progressive values. One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness.